Hey guys, James here today and welcome to my first ever Sims 4 house building video. This one is called Foremore Grove and it turns out to be sort of a regular sort of suburban styled family home with a sort of contemporary styled interior. That's kind of the sort of way it ends up, but it goes through quite a few iterations in terms of what I'm doing here at the very beginning because I didn't know exactly where I wanted to take it. I just knew I wanted to build a home and I didn't know how. But I guess I started right off at the beginning with that sort of curved deck piece because, you know, we haven't had curved decks ever before in The Sims, so I thought I'd use it. And I started off with that. And from there on, it sort of took I guess a sort of a contemporary sort of vibe to the house was the feel I ended up going for. Now, this is the first house building video I've done, but it's not the first house I've built. I built two houses prior to this, which are up on my gallery. And of course, you can find this house on the gallery. It's already on there if you search for the title, Foremore Grove. I don't know how to do hashtags. Like, there was no option to put a hashtag in, so I don't know how that works. Because otherwise, I would certainly like hashtag it, like hashtag the Sim Supply, so that you could easily search it for it that way. Because for some reason, I don't know why, but my username is like private, even though it's not private. Like my origin profile and everything is set to public, so you can find it. But I don't know. Anyways, I digress. So I'm messing around with the sort of columns in the fencer because, as you know now, you can put columns in fencing without using any cheats, and you can put them on walls without using cheats as well, which was really cool. So I tried that out, but it didn't really work exactly how I wanted it to in that case or in that scenario, so I decided not to use it. Now, the roofing with this house, though, honestly, that took me a year and a half. I don't know. It's a lot of fun to play around with, but because this house is actually a weird shape, if you look at the house right now, you can see it's a weird shape. It made it quite difficult to sort of roof the thing. So I spent quite a while on it. Went through a number of iterations trying to get it right. So I just kept messing around with it till I got it, and eventually I did, which is good. That's a good thing that I got it done in the end. But I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun in build mode in The Sims 4, and I honestly can't wait till they like add in new features, and I hope they patch in the move objects on cheat soon. I don't even know if they are going to patch it in, but I really hope they do because that would be really, really handy. Not having that does make it quite a bit harder to sort of furnish how I would like, because a lot of the objects don't want to sit closely next to each other. And also they have the you guys know about the scaling cheat, the scale object cheat. I did a tutorial on it. I don't know if I posted the tutorial before this video or after it, but I do have a tutorial on it. It's a fairly simple video. It's just sort of more of a, oh look, this is something you can do kind of video. But anyways, I noticed with that, because originally that wasn't going to be sort of, I don't think it was going to be in the final game. I don't think it was going to be. And it certainly didn't save to the gallery when you used it, but they sort of squeezed that in the last minute. But the problem with that, I've found, is with some of the scaled up objects, when you make an edit to a room, or you when you make an edit to a room, it will sometimes delete objects near the scale up objects because the game doesn't know what's going on there. So I don't know. They need to work on that a little bit more. But I guess that's forgivable because that was sort of squeezed in at the last minute. That was because when we were at Creators Camp, we were all like really excited by the cheat. It was really cool. We were like, oh, this is a really cool cheat. This should be in the game, but it wasn't really in the game. So they sort of squeezed it in just at the last minute. Now at the back of the house there, while I was rambling on about that, you saw me do I've got some columns supporting the back of the house. I don't know why I did that. I just felt like doing it, you know. Something a little bit different. And then inspired by the house building, the Sims 3 house building video I did with Arth from Simified, I actually go around and put a fountain around the back of the house, around where the columns are, because it just looks cool. It just looks cool. But anyways, I'm doing the colors of the house now, sort of like a grayish siding and that stone texture to match the foundation. Which I thought was a fairly sort of nondescript exterior to sort of go with the sort of suburban family home styling of the house, I guess I'm going for. And there's a fountain that I'm putting in now that I was talking about. So it sort of just surrounds the back of the deck area, which I thought looked kind of cool. And it sort of just gives a nice sort of a little bit of a feature to the rear of the house. Just doing a front porch now that the Sims can enter the house on. And that is where they will walk up to the fantastic house. But yeah, I love how sort of easy it is to fix mistakes, I guess you could say, in this game. Like, for example, when I was putting the stairs down, you just put it down as one, and then you can easily drag it out to 2 or 3 or 4, so however long you want to drag it out for. And of course, if you have a fence on the deck, like, you'll just remove the fence and put the stairs in without any problems. It's sort of really fluid in that sort of sense. And that's what I love about Sims 4 build mode. Obviously, with the lack of move objects and constrained floor elevation, all that stuff, that's a little bit upsetting. But I mean, there's no doubt eventually systems like them, or an alternative to them, will come into the game because they know how much we want it, and it's definitely going to be in the works. So I'm looking forward to those. But for now, it's got a nice little starting point. And I most certainly am enjoying building in the game. This is not, I don't know if I already mentioned this, but this is not my first build in the game. I mean, obviously I did that 10-minute build. You saw I posted a video on that recently. But I also did two proper builds before this, like before the 10-minute build, because I wouldn't call the 10-minute build a proper one because, it was kind of just pieced together as quickly as I could do it. But I've got 2 full houses that I built while I was at Creators Camp about a month ago. Where we got hands-on time with the game and we were able to make a few lots. So I built, my first house is up on the gallery. Actually, I posted 3 lots, I think. My first house ever is up on the gallery. I can't remember what it's called. No, I don't know. And then my second house ever is up on the gallery, which is a much larger sort of modern style home. I can't remember what that's called. Then my third house, which was the small sort of starter styled home that I didn't get time to actually finish furnishing it. That's up on the gallery, and that's called... Is it called Gavin? I think it's called Gavin. Because I couldn't think of a name, so I called it Gav. That's up on there. But should be able to find all of those on my gallery profile, which my username on the gallery is Flabaliki. That's FLABALIKI. That's because that's been my sort of, that was my username, and that is still technically my username on my other YouTube channel. But in the Sims community, before I became the Sim Supply, my username was Flabaliki because, this channel actually used to be sort of a group of people and I was just one of them. But then I sort of pursued it by myself, and here we are today. Anyways, I digress. That is my username. It's on the gallery, but you can find my profile is really weird. I'm pretty sure it's glitched out somehow, because even though I've set everything to public, and some people still can't find it. You just can't find it by searching my name, which is really frustrating. But you can find it if you search for the name of the sort of item. So this house, for example, is called Foremore Grove. So if you search the title, it should come up. Or if you search Aluna, you'll find my sim that I made, Aluna Ellis. She'll be on there, and then you can find my profile through that way, and you can give me you can sneakily follow me. You can do the old follow on the gallery, but I hope that they make a web-based version of it, and I also hope they give us the ability to export the lots from the game into a package file, so we can put it on our own websites as well, because I would like to do that. I would like to post them on my website just like I did with The Sims 3, but, we can't do that yet. But anyways, the whole point of that long story was that, yes, you should be able to find it on the gallery, but my profile is a little bit weird in that regard. Anyways, so as I was talking all about that, I was choosing floorboards and wallpapers throughout the house. Now, I've gone for this light beechwood plank. They're a really wide plank, and I think they look really, really nice. As soon as I saw them and I put them down, I was like, yes, this looks really nice. It's a really clean sort of contemporary look to it. So I put them all throughout the house. Like every room has it except for the bathrooms. Those are the only 2 rooms that don't have the sort of planks, because I felt like they could deserve some tiles. Might go a little bit nicer. But I think the planks look really awesome. And I wanted to go for a much sort of lighter and more airy feel on the inside, because the outside is a little bit darker and it's a little bit more sort of standard suburban home. It's got like the stone and the siding and all that kind of stuff. So on the inside, I wanted to make it a little bit brighter, except for the master bedroom. That's a little bit classier with a sort of a dark maroon sort of color. It's not quite maroon, but similar to that. So anyways, yeah, it's a little bit classy in there. Now, I couldn't find, and I hope they do this, if there are any producers watching this, please take note. I don't know if I just was doing it wrong, but I couldn't find a way to change the sort of brightness or the colors of lights from build mode or buy mode, because you can change the sort of the color and the intensity of a light when you're in live mode just by clicking on them. But I couldn't seem to find that in build or buy mode. And the reason that's a problem, if there are any producers watching, is because I was building this house without a sim. You know, I just went manage worlds and I just started building a house, and that's what I love to do. I just like to build houses, and I don't, and also, and basically that means that I want to build the house and I want to share the house, all without having a sim sort of involved in the process. And on that note, I would also like the ability, if there are any producers watching, I don't know that they would be, but if they are, I would like the ability to go into cameraman mode from build and buy mode. But so, you know, when you press the tab key on the keyboard when you're in live mode, you can go and you can sort of go into the free camera and fly around the world. I'd love to be able to do that in build mode, because then I could take pictures without having a sim involved. And also it would mean, because the other problem with taking pictures with a sim involved is that you have to play by the sort of game time. So if it's sort of the morning and I want noon lighting or I want afternoon lighting, I'm going to have to fast forward the day to get there. Whereas in build and buy mode, you can just change the time of day very easily. So being able to take pictures in build buy mode would be super helpful. Also changing the lights would be super helpful. So please put that on your handy dandy post-it notes, producers that are watching and or listening. But yeah, no, seriously, that would actually be very useful. Anyways, as I was babbling on about all of that, I started on the kitchen. Sort of, it's a cross of like a contemporary and sort of traditional style kitchen. Because I mean, the stove and the stove hood, or the range hood, if you prefer to call it that, they're quite modern. And so is sort of the microwave. But then the sort of counters and the cabinets aren't. And by the way, I got that large double cabinet on the side there with all the plates in it. By turning automatic counter placement off. And I did do a tutorial on that. It's Sims 4, I think it's called the Sims 4 tutorial #1 advanced counter placement. You can check out that tutorial on my channel. It shows you how to do a lot of cool things with counters, which you might not have otherwise known. Now, I did 2 regular counters above the sink there because I felt like, in reality, if you had a really large counter above that area, you wouldn't even be able to get to it. So I did 2 smaller ones and do 2 like sort of decorative shelves above it. That I could just put little items on it, just sort of make the kitchen feel a little bit more lively, you know, and a little bit more sort of lived in. It was the feel I was going for there. I did spend a lot of time trying to detail this build as much as I could, and making it look quite, you know, I wanted it to be good. I wanted my first build to be good, believe it or not, or my first house building video. Believe it or not, I wanted it to be good. I didn't want it to be crap. So I did my best to sort of furnish it in a nice sort of detailed way. Just moving on to the dining room. I really love the glass on tables in The Sims 4. You can see it a little bit here when I rotate. And if you have the game as well, just if you have the game, put a glass table down and just sort of rotate your camera around. The lighting is beautiful. The reflections look so nice. And sorry, that was me. I just dropped something on my table. I was fiddling with something. No, anyways, the glass just looks really nice. So shiny. I was trying to find something nice to put in the middle of the table. And I couldn't. I think I eventually do. I think I put a pot plant or something there. Or maybe I don't. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, it's sort of a classy sort of dining room. You know, it's your formal dining room. You go in there when you have dinner parties and all that kind of stuff. And of course, you saw in the kitchen that I had a breakfast bar that had 3 stools there. So you can come down and have your cereal at the breakfast table. Not the breakfast table, the breakfast bar. Or you can go eat at the dining table, which, you know, if you want a little bit of a classy lifestyle. Now, I was playing around with a new feature that is sort of moving things really freely on walls by just chucking a whole bunch of paintings in there and sort of putting them really close together, which is really cool. Nice colourful little rug in there as well. I thought that looked quite nice. So to sort of put that under the chairs there. What am I on to now? I think I do this sort of entrance hallway, because we got that sort of entrance hallway there that sort of runs through the house into the sort of back living area. And then after that, I move on to the lounge area with the TV and all that. I like that. I like the fact that this game comes with sort of side tables for hallways in the base game as well. That's really nice. I think we only got like 2 of those in Supernatural in the Sims 3. I also love some of the sort of clutter objects and decorative objects in this game are really nice. Like there's a couple of shoe racks. One of them I just put down, and obviously there's that little backpack as well, which I really really like. There's a lot of really nice sort of clutter items in this game for sure that you can really add some nice detail to all your lots with. Uh, it'd be great to see a bit more variety though, but I guess because it's a base game, we got to wait a little while. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that this base game has more items than any previous base game. I think I heard that somewhere. Which, I mean, it doesn't seem like it, only because The Sims 3 now, especially my Sims 3, I have all 11 expansions, I think all 9 stuff packs, all the worlds, all the store worlds, and I have a lot of store content as well. So I have a ton of things in my game, in my Sims 3 game. So coming to The Sims 4 seems like it's like where are all my items? Where are they? But you know, it's one of those things that happens with a base game of The Sims. Same thing happened when The Sims 3 came out. Tough days, tough days. I mean, go look at Sims 1 base game. There's honestly nothing in it. when I installed it a while back, when I was sort of reinstalling my Sims 1 games, I looked at the items in it and the clothes. There's just nothing there. There's just nothing in the game. Even the expansions didn't add that much stuff. Like, even with all the expansions, there's just not that much stuff in the Sims 1. But I don't know. It's interesting. um, anyways, but I digress. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what direction they go for the first sort of expansion pack, and I hope that we also get some sort of patched content as well. Because with the Sims 3, I don't know if you know, but if you play the Sims 3 base game now, and you apply the updates and patches to it, you will actually get a whole bunch of new features that weren't originally in the Sims 3 base game in 2009. Like, they added in sort of the basements, they added in half walls, they added in stilted foundations. I think they added in the stage tool as well. They added in, what else did they add? I don't know. Just pretty much everything in build mode was added into the base game. And also there's even some new items like new windows and all that kind of stuff that they added in. And that really makes the base game much better than it was originally in 2009. And having said that, like, that's why I'm just excited to see where the Sims 4 goes. This is like the beginning of an era. It's the beginning of a new era. It's not the end of an era. It's the beginning of an era. And I'm so excited to see where it goes. I can't wait. I can't wait to see where it goes. I can't wait to see how many hours I sink into this game after 5 years and the Sims 5 comes out. I don't know. It'd definitely be interesting to see where it all goes. Now we've moved upstairs. We've just finished the lower level, doing the bathroom here, and you'll see that I put in some special counters, which I grabbed from the sort of manual counter or advanced counter placement, which, like I mentioned before, you can check out my tutorial on that. You can see I got those sort of triangle counter pieces, which are really cool. And through that menu, you can actually get sort of curved counter pieces. So yeah, you can check out the tutorial if you want to know more about that. Just doing the little toilet roll next to the toilet. I was going to put it in a large spa bath in there, but it just didn't fit. I did put the spa bath in the master bedroom, though, or the master ensuite, because, you know, as if you wouldn't want that. That'd be awesome. Anyway, this is sort of like the family bathroom, you know, the two kids will use this. So I put a bath and a shower in, and I made it fairly usable. Little laundry basket in there, too. Purely decorative. And I had this little landing area up here, a little bit of spare space. So I thought, I could have squeezed in another bedroom or something if I really wanted to, but I didn't. I thought, let's get a second sitting area, because we have one sitting area downstairs. Let's get a second one on this landing area. It's a very small one. It's like a very little cozy sort of little nook. I was trying to figure out the best way to sort of lay it out. Like I noticed when you might have seen it really quickly just then when I was hovering a TV by that window. If I hovered it by the window, it sort of floated up the window, like the game thought I could place it there for some reason, which is interesting. I don't know if that's. I would love if I could place things on the bay window there, though. That's what I was checking. I was hoping I could place the TV in the little window area, but I couldn't. Also, handy little note about the scaling objects, which I mentioned earlier, which I should have a tutorial on. I just did it with the TV. Yeah, you can scale up TVs. So you can buy a really small TV. You can buy that small TV, which is a lot cheaper, and just scale it up. So you can have a really big screen TV for not a lot of money. Quite cheap. And for some reason, that window had a little bit of a lighting glitch, so I had to move it up and try and sort of get the lighting to work properly. But I moved it up a little bit and it seemed fine. Where am I moving on to now? I guess the master bedroom. Yes, that is correct. I'm not quite happy how they've done the beds in this game. I think Ruthless KK. If you know Ruthless, she she's not on YouTube or anything, but she does some really amazing house builds, like in The Sims 3, 2, and 4 now. But she mentioned this as well. I'm pretty sure that um, the beds are really hard to sort of match with things. And I think it's because the way I don't know why they did this, but the way they did recolors in this game was, each little swatch is a whole different recolor. Whereas, back in The Sims 2, when we had to have set colors, you'd have two different recolorable parts of the object. So, you'd have the bed frame, which you could change the texture of the wood, and then you'd have the bed sheet, which you could change separately in The Sims 2. But for some reason, in this game, it's all one. It's just one item that you can change. I would like to see them change that, because it's really frustrating when you get the bed sheet you like, but the bed frame doesn't match anything at all. Or, the other way around. Like, the bed frame is really nice, but the bed sheet doesn't match. I don't know. I found that really weird. And also, I guess it's like that with all items, that if they have two different colors, that you can't change them separately. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind swatches and all that, but if you're going to do swatches, they could have done them. I think in the Sims 2 way was a better way to do it, to be honest. Because, like with that little bed there with the guitars on it, you can't, like, the bed frame comes with the sheets. I mean, that's not very intuitive. That's just one thing that annoyed me and that I noticed when I was recoloring them. I mean, most of the items in the game are okay because they sort of match with everything else, but the beds in particular are very frustrating when it comes to recoloring them because there's so little you can do with the beds. And that just got on my nerves a little bit. I guess is kind of more of a teen's bedroom because he's got a guitar bed sheet. Although I don't know what teen would have that. Or maybe you would. I don't know. Anyway, then he's got a couple of posters, and he had a big flat screen TV and a couple of armchairs that he can sit there with his mates and watch whatever you want. Watch a movie or something like that in the privacy of your own bedroom. It's kind of cool. And then this one here is obviously a child's bedroom. Boy or girl, I guess. I didn't really specify which. It was just sort of a child's bedroom, little toys and trinkets everywhere. Little arts and crafts table. There's a toy chest as well, just the sort of standard stuff, a giraffe statue, standard stuff. A little desk area with a toy on it, so they can sort of do their homework on or whatever, I guess. But yeah, lots of posters on the wall. I love. There's a lot of there are a lot of decor items in this game, which I love, like all the posters and that. I love that there's so much variety. I wish they'd do more though, because I mean, especially with posters, and this is something I never really understood, like in The Sims 3 and The Sims 4 now, is why can't you just have a certain frame of a picture, but then have like 10 different pictures in that frame, like as recolors? I don't know. It just mean you get a lot more variety with a lot less sort of catalog space taken up. I don't know. I guess there's probably a good reason for that, but I just don't know what it is. Anyways, just doing all the sort of landscaping now, getting a bunch of flowers around there, making it look very lush and sort of matching with the world of Willow Creek, because it's a very lush and green world, so I decided to put lots of plants in there. Nice barbecue out the back, a couple of chairs to sit down, just to sort of just finish it off, and then we should be jumping into the screenshots any second now. And we'll get to see everything in a little bit neater detail. Just doing the sort of terrain painting. That's what I always do at the very end. Get the terrain painting done. Here is the front of the house, or one of the angles of the front. Oh my god, I honestly love the look of this game. I love it. It's so smooth. I don't know. I think the style of this game is the style of the game is perfect for The Sims. Honestly, it's so good. It definitely screams Sims. The sort of art style in the game. Anyways, the game is so smooth though. Like Sims 3 was just a bit rough around the edges when it wanted to be. Anyway, that was the entrance there. There's the entrance hallway with the kitchen on your left, stairs on your right. Here's a shot of the kitchen. You can see all the cabinets I use and the sort of shelving decorations there. Another little shot of the kitchen here. Where do we go now? Another shot of the kitchen. Oh, yeah, that's good. Plenty of screenshots here to look at. Here's the main sort of living area, the lounge area with the sofas. Here's another angle looking down to what you can see where the kitchen is situated in regards. There's the dining room. I love this room, actually. I love the view out of this room as well. I really like the window in this room. I think that's really cool. Really classy dining room there. Here's the study office area. And there's the other angle of it where you can see all the bookcases there behind. And here's the upstairs landing area with the TV area, or the small sitting area just there. Another little angle of it where you can see the TV This is the sort of family bathroom for the 2 kids or whoever you move into this house. I don't know. Another little angle of it there. Shower, bathtub, toilet, all the standard stuff. Here's the master bedroom. Another angle of the master bedroom there. I always, for some reason, I always feel like the master bedroom should be a little bit more sort of classy and more elegant. That's the master bathroom with that large spa-styled bathtub there, which looks really, really nice. Here is the kids' bedroom with some lady beetles and a giraffe statue. Some like Harry Potter-esque styled poster, which I thought was kind of cool. And there is the teens' bedroom. And one more angle of it just coming up here. And then we go into the floor plan screenshots. And remember, you can check this out on the gallery if you want to download it. Just search for it. But guys, thank you for watching my first ever Sims 4 house build. I will see you next time and have an awesome day.